How's it going out there, K County Accountability? Coming at you guys today. I've been doing a lot of research and stuff because pretty much I'm going to have to defend myself on all 7 of the misdemeanor charges because I haven't heard from the so-called public defender, Jared Stevenson, in over 2 months. And my hearing is coming up. Haven't heard from the man, nothing. So I hear from my other attorney all the time. He's actually got shit rolling like damn good. So, he's been amazing. Jared Stevenson hadn't done shit, hadn't asked me shit, nothing. Well, guys, I decided to look up the article that they released whenever I was arrested for these 3 charges. Okay, which I'm going to link the article to this video. I'm reading it to you guys because I went through and after reading this article, I went through and watched my videos just to make sure, that I knew they were fucking lying. The only one I can't watch is the very first one that happened on May 13th because I can't get into that phone and they have the video. So if I'm going to have to represent myself, I need to get those videos, which, But anyways, guys, the only one I don't have the video of is May 13th. But I went through and watched the one from September 7th and the other one from September 26th, in which I will show you guys that they fucking lie. The freaking city workers committed crimes. They violated Title 51, and which is an arrestable offense, which, Ron Durbin, at the time I didn't know you can make a citizen's arrest under an Oklahoma state title, or I would have done that, which they violated and committed a crime, a misdemeanor crime, on video. The third, on September 26th, John Gonzalez and Brenda Wooderson straight deny me public records request unlawfully because I can record in there, which it's been established. Me and Oklahoma Community Watch have went and videoed. I've went and videoed. No cops were called or anything. So if it's not a crime, when I went and did it in December of 2022, and I've done it since, it can't be a crime then, back then. It just can't. You can record in a city business. It's been established. And now they know. And then, with this in September, Qual, Porter, Welch, you guys lose your qualified immunity. You would not abide by a 10th District Supreme Court ruling which governs Oklahoma, which you have to abide by that. No, you were listening to the city attorney, John Andrews, on a case law that doesn't exist. That Florida case law they were trying to enforce and stuff doesn't exist. So they were enforcing a non-existent law under John Andrews. But guess what? He's not liable. You guys are. You lose your qualified immunity for using a law that doesn't exist and violating constitutional rights. I had the right to film there. I was within my rights. An initial appearance is set for Christopher Dale Jackson, 39, Ponca City and K County District Court. Jackson is facing 3 misdemeanor charges of willfully disturbing and or interfering or disrupting city business. Also, willfully refusing to leave after lawfully instructed by a peace officer. Even though the 2 videos I do have posted, I left. They show I left. As soon as they told me I had to leave, I left. Actually, the 3rd one, they didn't tell me I had to leave. I left. I just left. I got tired of arguing with them. I was getting nowhere. They weren't following the law. They were violating my rights on video, in which the district attorney goes and files charges against me over this. Even though the videos show they committed crimes. The city officials violated Title 51, which is a misdemeanor crime, which they should have been the ones charged with misdemeanors, not me. They violated my constitutional rights. However, I'm facing charges and coming up to a hearing over this. It's ridiculous. Ponca City police report that Jackson is accused of creating disturbances at City Hall. On May 13th, Jackson reportedly requested 2 pages of public records and then refused to pay the 50-cent fee. Clerks reportedly allowed him to take photos of the 2 pages. Jackson refused to leave and started a conversation about whether it is a constitutional right to film or video in the office, which it is. It's a constitutional right. It is a constitutional right. It has been determined by 7 district court, Supreme Courts. Like, come on now. It's ridiculous. It's been established. Yes, it's our right to film our public employees. That falls in the First Amendment, addressing grievances with your government and petitioning your government. He reportedly started cursing at the employees and making threats. I didn't make any threats. That is a lie. I know I didn't. Officers arrived and told Jackson to leave the building for offering a threat of physical violence. And then that's it. I left. But I got charged with willfully refusing to leave after lawfully instructed by a peace officer. On September 7th, Jackson reportedly returned to City Hall. Now this, we have, you guys can see the video confirmation. That's the one where I had my son with me. It's taken me a long time before I could watch that video, but I had to watch it to make sure that this is lies by the city. City employee Brenda Wooderson reportedly told police that Jackson came into the office and was recording with his phone, which was on a tripod and a small black camera mounted on his shirt collar. We can watch the video and see I never entered the office. That right there, she lied. That is a lie. That is a false police report. She lies. There's video. That's why you have to video, because they lie, guys. He reportedly requested a personnel file, but reportedly would not complete a request form. I never asked for a request form in that entire time. I just filmed. That's it. That was my entire business there, was filming. We see it. Like, it's ridiculous. Hold on. Wooderson reportedly asked him to stop recording and pointed to a sign that states no recording. She never did that. Jackson reportedly refused to stop recording and said employees were breaking the law. Officers responded and asked Jackson what kind of an issue he was having. What? Jackson refused to answer any questions and exited the building, and then returned and started calling employees and officers names before going and standing outside the front doors of City Hall. That never happened in the video either. That right there is a lie. That means the officers falsified their report also. They lied. The video's there. I never did that. When we got outside, yeah, I was pissed at Qual because he was violating my constitutional right. You lose your qualified immunity, Qual. You made me leave a public building without committing a crime, and you violated my constitutional right under the First Amendment and freedom of press. I was a citizen journalist then. I am one now under the state of Oklahoma's definition of a journalist. And you had me removed, which was violating my constitutional right. You lose your qualified immunity, Qual. Just so you know. You guys can watch the video. Lieutenant Qual makes me leave. Sergeant Welch is actually pretty good. I shouldn't have lost my shit with him. He's actually not a bad guy. I was just very upset, and I'm sorry for cursing with my son there and everything. I regret what I did towards the end. I just lost my shit because, I was being violated. My rights were being violated. A law was being broken against me, and they would do nothing about it. Jackson then reportedly returned to the clerk's office and reportedly began impeding business. Officers told him to leave and that he could stand on the sidewalk. That never happened. That never happened in the video at all. You can see it. It never happened, guys. Here's September 26th. That's the corruption in the Ponca City. The other one, September 7th, was the one I have my son, and it's no First Amendment here, parts 1, 2, and 3. None of what they report in this, and I'm going to put the link, you guys can read it yourself, ever happened. And they did violate Title 51. They committed crimes, and nothing happened. They were allowed to do it, and then I was charged with crimes for my constitutional rights being violated. You can watch the videos and see. On September 26th, police respond to City Hall for a report of Jackson creating a disturbance. Jackson reportedly told police that the city is violating Title 51. They violated Title 51, but it says by not allowing him to record, allowing recording to take place in City Hall, and he claimed that they were denying him public records. Okay, that was violation of my constitutional rights, them not allowing me to record. Them denying me public records was violation of Title 51. And they blatantly do it. In that video, John Gonzalez and Brenda Wooderson both deny me public records request, which is against the law, which is in violation. They don't do that now. They'll get them to you quick as shit, but they violated the law, and I'm the one charged with a crime. City clerk employee Sharon Young reportedly told police that Jackson refused to obey the no recording sign and that he was refusing to pay the 15-cent fee for copying records. However, you guys can look at the email that the email even proves city clerk lies. They were trying to charge me $15 to look up these records. No, they can't do that. That's in violation of Title 51. Employees expressed fear of Jackson's behavior because I was recording. You guys can see I never threatened nobody, nothing in that. They can't state that. They can't make up a crime and try to say I'm doing this and that when I'm just asking them to do their fucking job and abide by the law that they're required to abide by. That was it. I never threatened nobody. You can see in the video. It's ridiculous. They lie completely. At 4:41 p.m., police returned to City Hall for a report of Jackson standing outside filming through a window. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Per an attorney general opinion, citizens have the right to use a phone to make copies of a public record. Requesters must be allowed to use their own copying equipment as long as that copying process does not unreasonably disrupt the essential functions of the public body or result in decaying or loss of such records. The opinion defines a digital camera or an electronic scanner as copying devices, as are a pen and paper or a photocopy machine. City Attorney John Andrew said that the no recording or photography policy is being enforced in the city clerk's office, human resources office, and the administration area, and that the policy is based on a case law out of Florida that doesn't fucking exist. So they're enforcing this and making me to where I can't record in there and stuff on a case law that doesn't exist and isn't even in our area, and that our Supreme Court ruled over this. Okay, they ruled that no, already in July, and they were trying to enforce this in September. Ridiculous, which doesn't exist. So they were listening to the city attorney, and because they decided to listen to that fucking idiot instead of the law, they lose their qualified immunity. There are some parts of City Hall that are not traditional public forums, said Andrew. All of City Hall is a public building, but we have the right to enact reasonable restrictions in parts that are not considered traditional public forum. However, any place that the public is allowed without a camera, the public is allowed with a camera. Those offices are not a traditional public forum. If there is personal information in areas, those can be shut off from video and photo. No, they can't. Only restricted areas where no public is allowed. It's the only place you know. Just because it is a public building doesn't mean it is a fair game. If someone wants to challenge, that is fine. Andrew said there is no city ordinance in place regarding the policy. We have discussed putting one in place that would cover that. Jackson is free on bond. Okay, this just proves their lies because you can watch the videos and see September 7th they lied. The police even lied. I don't do what they said I did. So, here I am facing crimes when they committed the crimes and violated my constitutional rights and violated Title 51 Oklahoma Freedom of Information Act and denied me public records. But I'm the one fighting for over 2 years now. It's amazing. Over a case law that doesn't exist, that they tried to enforce, and it doesn't exist. Here I am, guys. So you take care out there. Always film the police because you see what happens.